Hello children, welcome to 8th Chemistry online classes. Materials, metals and non-metals. Today we are going to discuss the exercise in this chapter. Exercises, page number 53, 54 and 55. So all of you take your textbook and some questions you can write that answer or mark the answer in your textbook, and some questions, descriptive type answers that you can write in your notebook. So let us see the first question. Which of the following can be beaten into thin sheets? So you know that metal or non-metal which can be beaten into thin sheets. Metals. Okay. So here the options are zinc, phosphorus, sulfur and oxygen. So in these options, phosphorus, sulfur and oxygen, these three are non-metals, and zinc is the metal, and zinc can be beaten into thin sheets. So you can mark this answer in your textbook. Second one, which of the following statements is correct? All metals are ductile, all non-metals are ductile, generally metals are ductile, some non-metals are ductile. So the answer is generally metals are ductile, because physical properties, some exceptions are there. Okay, so generally we can tell that metals are ductile. Third question, fill in the blanks. Phosphorus is a very dash non-metal. Phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. So write in your textbook in this space, reactive. Phosphorus is very reactive non-metal. Question B. Metals are conductors of heat, and metals are actually it is here good conductors. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. C. Iron is dash reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. D. Metals react with acids to produce dash gas, hydrogen gas. Metals react with acid to produce hydrogen gas. The fourth question. Mark T if the statement is true and F if it is false. Generally, non-metals react with acids. So that statement is false, because here generally non-metals. Generally actually which react with acids? Metals. But here non-metal, so that statement is false. So you can write in your textbook false in this bracket. So B, sodium is very reactive metal. That is true. Sodium is very reactive metal. That is why it catches fire when it put in water. C, copper displaces zinc from zinc sulfate solution. That is also false, because copper is less reactive than zinc. Zinc is more reactive. So actually zinc displaces copper, but here the statement copper displaces zinc. So that statement is false. And D, coal can be drawn into wires. So, what is coal? Coal is a non-metal. So non-metal generally we cannot draw into wires. So when that is brittle, brittle. So when we beaten, it is brittle or break. So coal can be drawn into wires. That statement is false. So this thing you can write in your text. Question number 5. Some properties are listed in the following table. Distinguish between metals and non-metals on the basis of these properties. So in your textbook, page number 54, you can see one table, and the properties, first one, appearance. So I'm just give the answer also. You can write this answer there. See, appearance. Metal, generally they are lustrous, and non-metals dull. Hardness, metals are hard, metals hard, and non-metals soft or brittle, anything you can write. Malleability, have property of malleability. Malleability means make thin sheets. Non-metals do not have a property of malleability. And ductility, have property of ductility. Ductility means drawn into thin wires. And non-metals do not have the property of ductility. Heat conduction, metals are good conductors of heat and non-metals bad conductors of heat. Conduction of electricity, same as metal, good conductor of electricity, and non-metals, they are bad conductors of electricity. Then next is give reasons for the following. Give reasons. First one, aluminium foils are used to wrap food items. Aluminium, so answer is aluminium is malleable and can be drawn into thin sheets because aluminium is a metal. Aluminium is a metal and aluminium is malleable and can be drawn into thin sheets. Hence, aluminium foils are used to wrap food items. Second B part is immersion rods for heating liquids are made up of metallic substances. What is the meaning of this question? See, when the water heater, inside the water heater, some metal rods are there inside. So, immersion of that metal rods for heating liquids, or this kettle, or these all are like that, are made up of metallic substances. And why we are not using non-metals? Answer, immersion rods for heating liquids are made up of metallic substances because metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. That is why we are using that rods made up of metallic substances. And C, copper cannot displace zinc from its salt solution. What is the reason? Copper cannot displace zinc from its salt solution because zinc is more reactive than copper, or copper is less reactive than zinc. D, sodium and potassium are stored in kerosene. Sodium and potassium are highly reactive metals which readily reacts with atmospheric oxygen to catch fire, and sodium and potassium are stored in kerosene. Okay, when they are open, they react with the atmospheric oxygen and catch fire. Then seventh question. So children, sixth question, that give reason, that question and answer write in your notebook. Seventh question, these also write in your notebook. Can you store the lemon pickle in an aluminium utensil? Explain. Pickle consists of acids which react with the aluminium metal to produce salt and hydrogen. Hence, pickle is not stored in aluminium utensil. Okay, so pickle consists of acids, and that acid react with the aluminium and to form salt and hydrogen. So don't store this pickle in aluminium vessels. And so the sixth and seventh question, that answer you have write in your notebook. Next is match the substances given in column A with their uses given in column B. So here this side substances and this side their uses. That matching you can do in your textbook. The first one, gold. So gold jewelry, it's used as a jewelry, and iron machinery, aluminium wrapping food, carbon used as a fuel, and copper electric wire, and mercury thermometer. Okay. Gold jewelry, iron machinery, aluminium used to wrap the food, carbon used as a fuel, copper is used to make electric wire, and mercury in thermometer. Next, ninth question. What happens when a dilute sulfuric acid is poured on copper plate? Dilute sulfuric acid is poured on copper plate. When dilute sulfuric acid is poured on copper plate, the copper metal reacts with sulfuric acid to liberate hydrogen gas. So copper plus sulfuric acid. This is the formula of sulfuric acid, H2SO4. H2SO4. This is sulfuric acid. So Cu means copper. So copper reacts with sulfuric acid to form salt and hydrogen gas. Here salt is copper sulfate. So when we take this hydrogen from here, so this copper come here. That is a displacement reaction. So copper sulfate plus hydrogen. Next, iron nails are placed in a copper sulfate solution. What happens? What happens when iron nails are placed in a copper sulfate solution? This is very important question. Okay, very important. Iron being more reactive displaces copper from copper sulfate. So here iron and copper sulfate. So iron is more reactive. So iron come to displace. So what will get? Iron sulfate and copper is separate. In this reaction, the blue color of copper sulfate fades and there is a deposition of copper on iron nail. And the equation or chemical reaction also here, iron, that is Fe plus copper sulfate, CuSO4, gives this Fe come here. So Fe comes here, so FeSO4 plus Cu. Tenth one. Saloni took a piece of burning charcoal and collected the gas evolved in a test tube. Charcoal means coal. So she took a piece of burning coal and so a gas is evolved and she collected that gas. How will she find the nature of that gas? So how we can find the nature means is it acidic or basic? How we will see? Write down word equation of all the reaction taking place in this process. The answer is in a test tube containing gas. So when she collected that gas, she added a few drops of water. Then shake very well. After shaking, test the solution with blue litmus. It will change from blue to red. So blue to red means that gas is acidic in nature. What we children? So that gas add little water and cover the test tube and shake well. So we get that acid, that gas mixed with that water and to form acid. So that acid we will check with the litmus papers and the blue litmus paper turn red. So that means that gas contain acidic substance. So that is acidic in nature. And the equation, word equation, charcoal react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide gas. Charcoal react with oxygen, that is the burning. So carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. And actually one more reaction is there, that is carbon dioxide is mixed with water or react with water to form carbonic acid. If you want to write, otherwise this is enough. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. Then 11th question. One day, Rita went to a jeweler shop with her mother. The mother gave old gold jewelry to the goldsmith to polish. Next day, when they brought the jewelry back, they found that there was a slight loss in its weight. Can you suggest a reason for the loss in weight? Okay, so for the polishing, after polishing the gold, they noticed that the weight loss in their jewelry. So what is the reason behind it? First, read that answer, then I will explain it. In order to polish the gold ornament, it is to be dipped into a liquid called aqua regia. So actually children, this thing is not in your textbook. This part is not in your textbook. But the question is come like that, so we have to study this. Okay. So this you know that the gold is a non-reactive metal. Okay, gold is not reactive with any other things, but gold is dissolved in only this thing that is called aqua regia. So what is aqua regia? A mixture of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. A mixture of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. That mixture is called aqua regia. So only with this aqua regia we can we can we can polish the gold jewelry. On getting dissolved in the environment of aqua regia, the outer layer of gold dissolves and an inner shiny layer appears. Okay, so the first layer of the gold dissolved in this aqua regia. So that is why that is the polishing. So inner layer we can appear and it is shiny. The dissolving of the layer causes a reduction in the weight of the jewelry. Okay children, so this question, that answer also you have to write in your notebook. 11th one, 10th question also write in your notebook. 9th question also write in your notebook. Okay. So other questions, answers you can mark or match or write in your textbook. Okay. Thank you.